Hello YouTube, Ken Hale here with another Black Desert Online video, and today I want to talk to you about Dark Rifts in BDO. Now this is not going to be as much of a guide since there's not much guidance when it comes to Dark Rifts. You just wait for the boss to spawn and go kill him to collect your loot. This is going to be more of a discussion as to the state of Dark Rifts in BDO and how I think they could improve it. But as you might be a new player clicking this video looking for information, let me go through a quick overview of what Dark Rifts are and so on. So Dark Rifts are these portals that spawn all over the world of Black Desert, and bosses come out of them and you can kill them to collect your loot. Now these bosses are the same bosses that you might be used to fighting from collecting boss scrolls from your Black Spirit, but they're nothing special, nothing new. These bosses spawn all over the world in set locations from what I've seen, which are similar to the locations where you get them from your boss scrolls. So these portals spawn randomly, and there's no way as far as we know to accelerate the spawn rate of these portals, except for timed events. Now they happened in the past, who knows when they're going to happen next, where the portals spawn more often than regular and they increase the amount of portals you can have open at once. But as far as I've seen from my personal experience, you can take up to 2 weeks to accumulate the maximum number of portals accumulated at any given time, and the maximum amount of bosses you can have, the maximum amount of portals you can have open at any time is 12. So at these portal spawns, you see that they have a 5 indicated on their icon, and that is actually the level of difficulty of the boss you will fight. And there's actually two different kinds of difficulty assignments. One is the overall difficulty of the boss. Some bosses will naturally be weaker than others. Some bosses will be easier to kill than others. And the other is a kind of a time gate, which allows you to wait over time, and the boss will become weaker and weaker to the point where if you're a new player, you might be able to go and without much difficulty kill a boss, whereas if you're end-game geared player, you can go right away as soon as it spawns and go kill the boss without many issues. I do recommend that you wait until you hit the 12 portals cap, so that you go take one day and just kill all the 12 mobs, the 12 monsters, in one trip, in one go, and that will take you about maybe up to 2 hours, depending on how good your gear is and how fast your horse is and stuff like that. Because like I said, the portals spawn all over the world, so you are going to be riding on your horse a lot. Most of the time you're going to be spending probably on your horse getting to the next portal. So if you're a new player wondering whether or not you should even go bother with these bosses, you don't want to lose breaking your crystals or getting the death penalties they usually get, don't be afraid. You will not get any death penalties from being killed by these bosses. If they kill you, you just go to the closest respawn location and you're not going to lose any crystals or experience. Be careful, however, if you do aggro mobs surrounding the bosses and they do kill you, then you're out of luck. Now keep in mind that if you wait for the boss to get weaker and easier to kill, it will not decrease the loot that you get. The loot that you get from each boss will remain the same whether or not you kill it as soon as it spawns or you wait a year or two to kill it. Now going back to the difficulty tiers, like I said, there's also the overall difficulty of the boss, and each tier of boss will drop a particular type of loot box that you can open to get some accessories or other random loot. So what loot can you get? Well, you can get a lot of accessories which you may or may not keep or sell for money if you're looking to upgrade other pieces of gear. And you can get stuff from either base level accessories up until, I believe, Tet is what I think is what I've seen. I mean, I haven't actually got a Tet accessory, but I've seen them pass by as I'm praying to RNGesus that I will get one of them. Other things you can get are Chrome Stones, and I don't know, because that's pretty much all I get, accessories or Chrome Stones. I'm not sure. So are they worth doing? Yeah, of course they are. You can get, it's a free chance of getting a lot of money. You know, at least the least you get is Chrome Stones, which will help you when you get to a point in the game where you're going to be enhancing your gear or trying for your T9 horse attempts. So definitely wait until they accumulate to 12 and go kill some bosses. All right, now that the overview, the guide part of this video is out of the way, let's talk about what I really want to talk about here, which is my opinion on the Dark Rift and its current state in BDO. Do I like Dark Rifts? Yes, I think Dark Rifts are one of the best parts of BDO at the moment. They offer you change of pace, a still way to make money per hour, still a way to take advantage of the great combat system that Black Desert Online offers us, and one of the reasons why most people still play this game to this date. However, there's a big problem with Dark Rifts. Actually, I suppose two problems which are maybe connected. Problem number one, I think the biggest problem is that, as I mentioned previously, is that it can take up to 2 weeks to fill up your 12 portals that you can have up any given time, and that's a very long time. Every time I log into the game, I look at the little Dark Rift icon there, hoping that another boss will have spawned, and sometimes overnight 2 will spawn, sometime over 3 days 1 will spawn. It's completely random. I feel like there should be a way to speed up somehow, maybe sacrificing some black stones or sacrificing some items, or just they should just speed up the process so they can go and take advantage of the combat. BDO's main selling point, in my opinion, is the action combat. However, unless you're a PvPer, most of the time all you're doing with the awesome combat is going around in circles and one-shotting mobs, and I don't think anybody thinks that's a lot of fun. If the grind spot mobs at least offer some level of difficulty, but still give the same rewards as one-shotting mobs, then maybe we wouldn't be having this conversation. But I think that Dark Rifts are a great opportunity for Pearl Abyss to actually take advantage of the action combat and give us the PvE content they've been craving for, what, 5 years, 6 years, however long BDO has been out. People have always complained about the lack of PvE content in Black Desert, and they introduced Dark Rifts, and I thought this is a step in the right direction. They're gonna go with the PvE content route now, and then they didn't. They give us something that takes 2 weeks for you to have 2 hours of fun, and then have to wait another 2 weeks for another 2 hours of fun. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to wait 2 weeks. So yeah, I think one way of improving Dark Rifts would be to accelerate the timer somehow, either on the randomness side, or give us a way to accelerate that somehow by sacrificing some kind of items to the Dark Rifts. The other way they could improve the Dark Rift system is to allow multiplayer Dark Rifts as well, right? Because right now you can only solo your Dark Rifts. As far as I know, only you can damage and hit, and I think only you can see the bosses that spawn out of your rift. So it'd be cool if they added a second type of Dark Rift, where it's not instead of or in addition to your solo rifts, you could also do group rifts that would spawn harder versions of the boss that we fight, or who knows, maybe if the devs felt creative, newer, bigger bosses that we could go and kill with our friends, with our guild, with our friends, with our whatever we want to play with, randoms. No, because again, this is what BDO is lacking. And I don't think they want to include dungeons at this point. The two, I guess, dungeons they added are really not real dungeons, right? One is the matchlock rifle hunting dungeon thing, and the other one is a survival wave, which, I mean, it's a thing, right? But it's definitely not the kind of content that people think of when they think of MMORPGs, right? Usually they think about dungeon runs and stuff like that, and it's fine, you know, if BDO doesn't want to add dungeon content to its game, and it's a different approach. Now they went different approach with many things in the game so far, so innovation is always good, and if they want to try that route, that's fine too. And I think Dark Rifts are a good alternative to dungeons, right? Because they offer you opportunity to try your skills in PvE. Granted, again, the boss is not very difficult, but it's better than one-shotting mobs and grinding locations. At least a change of pace, and it gives you a chance to use your skills, at least if you're not an end game gear, all pen gear kind of player, right? It gives you a chance to test your skills and learn the boss fights and everything like that. And I think adding a group version of the Dark Rifts would, you know, give an opportunity to step up the difficulty and allow people to learn some group work and how their classes complement each other, and give them a chance to have fun as a group, which is, I think, is what BDO is also lacking, right? It's not only lacking PvE challenges, but also group activities outside of PvP. So those are the two ways I think they could improve the system to make it more engaging and make it more fun, and less of a wait game and more of a active, let's go kill some monsters, some bosses. Now the other problem with the Dark Rift, of course, is the RNG boxes that you get at the end, and you know, it can feel very frustrating. I haven't had any run so far where all my 12 boxes gave me Chrome Stones, but you know, it is a possibility. I'm pretty sure all boxes have a chance of giving you just simple Chrome Stones from them, and that's really disappointing, right? After you run around for 2 hours, you want to get at least a couple of accessory pieces so you can actually sell in the marketplace and get some money back, worth your time. But you know, it's a possibility that you might be completely disappointed. In this run that you see in the background here, I was actually lucky that I killed a random ogre and I got an ogre ring out of the ogre, so my money per hour profit went up quite a bit. But you know, if I got a little less lucky and didn't get the ogre ring and they got a couple more Chrome Stone rolls out of those boxes, then it would have been a completely different story. So I feel like they definitely need to change the loot rewards. I don't know how they would do that. They seem to be pretty happy with the loot box thing, but I think that giving seals, you know, maybe reduce the likelihood of getting excellent loot, but give you seals, kind of like they do with the world bosses. Actually, that might be a good way, right? Giving you trade-in items that you can eventually trade for the accessories that you want. Now, even if it takes you a year of Dark Rifts, you can slowly accumulate those turn-ins they can go and exchange for the accessories that you want. Of course, you can get more from the party rifts than you get from the solo rifts if they chose to implement the group content that I suggested a minute ago. So yeah, those are the two main problems that I have with Dark Rifts right now. They don't spawn often enough to be fun. They're more of a thing that just sit in the background passively and just kind of wait for them to come, and then one day just, oh, okay, I guess I hit 12. Maybe I should go and kill them today. And the other problem is the loot, which is very random and can be very disappointing if you have a particularly unlucky day. And that's not the kind of feeling that we want from our games. That's not the kind of feeling I want from my games anyways. I don't know about you. So let me know what your thoughts are on Dark Rifts down below. Let me know what you think of my suggestions. Let me know if you agree with the problems that I pointed out and the solutions that I pointed out. And let me know if you have other solutions of your own to this situation with Dark Rifts. And don't forget to like and subscribe and check out the stream on Twitch, link down below. And join the Discord too if you want to talk about some BDO. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.